North Carolina improving their record to 4-2 after sweeping the American duels, defeating Army, Wyoming, and the host team American, while Virginia Tech absolutely thrashed Princeton Friday night in a 30-11 victory, improving their record to 6-1 on the season. At the 125-pound weight class, we start things off with the second-ranked Joey Dance, the senior from Christiansburg, Virginia, taking on North Carolina's sophomore James Shamansky. Dance so far on the season 11-0, 6-0 in the dual meets. Two-time ACC Wrestler of the Season at the 125-pound weight class is Dance. He's won it the last 2 seasons, as well as being an All-American in the 2014 year. Shamansky going 8-18 last season at 133 pounds, dropped down to that 125-pound weight class this season. Sophomore from Shoreham, New York. Shamansky just wrestled once on Friday for North Carolina. They've got a handful of wrestlers at the 125-pound weight class. He did get a victory in that one contest over Trey Chalifax of Army. A 12-9 win for Shamansky. A little bit slower going here in the first round against Joey Dance. As I mentioned, Dance, the number 2 ranked wrestler at the 125-pound weight class, has not suffered a loss yet this season. Hasn't suffered a loss in a duel since his sophomore year. You got to go back to the 2014-15 year. Went 18-0 last season en route to his second ACC championship, looking for a takedown here. Shamansky holding on to that ankle. Under a minute to go in the first round, scoreless between Dance and Shamansky. And he does get control, does Dance, and gets a 2 points on the takedown, the first scoring for either side. Dance, one of a number of wrestlers ranked for Virginia Tech, as Dance looking for some near fall points. Not going to get them, as Shamansky does a good job of sprawling around on the ground. 7 different wrestlers ranked for Virginia Tech, and of those 7, 5 of them are ranked in the top 5 of their weight class. For North Carolina, just 2 wrestlers ranked, but both of them in the top 10, Ethan Ramos and Joey Ward. First round is going to come to a close. Dance will get 2 points for a near fall. Add that to the takedown, and he has a 4-0 lead heading into the second round, as well as 49 seconds of riding time accumulated, and he will start in the down position. See if Shamansky will let him up to try and get some points on the takedown, giving up the one on the escape. It doesn't look like he's going to start things off here in this second round. There is the escape, though, from Dance. Nice quick move from his seat. Dance with another point, 2 of them for the takedown. Shamansky looking to roll away. Dance trying to get that shoulder. Shamansky trying to sit up. Dance doing everything he can, trying to get Shamansky to roll over and get some more near fall points. Good positioning on the hips from Shamansky, though. Trying to keep him flat to the mat. Able to get his shoulders underneath him. Under a minute to go in the second round. A 7-0 lead right now for Joey Dance, the number 2 wrestler at 125 pounds. Opening match of the ACC season for both of these squads. 6-1 on the year so far in duels for Virginia Tech, and 4-2 for North Carolina. "15 seconds for Dance to work, trying to roll over Shamansky. Finally looks like he's going to get those hips over, but can Shamansky hold on for the last 7 seconds here of this first round? And he gets his hips back flat down to the mat. Will avoid the near fall points, but add 3 more to the total for Dance, and he has got a commanding 7-0 lead heading into this third and final round. Shamansky electing to start in the neutral position. Quick shot there from Dance. Over 2 minutes of riding time accumulated for Dance. If you add that to his 7-point lead right now, that puts him in position for a major decision. Shot from Shamansky, blocked by Dance. And works around to get 2 points on the takedown. He is in major decision territory now. If you're not familiar with the scoring and wrestling, a decision gets you 3 points for your team. That is 1 to 7-point victory. A major decision falls from 8 to 14. That gets your team 4 points. A technical fall is 15 or more. 5 points for your team, and a default forfeit, disqualification, or a pinfall gets your team 6. An 8-point lead so far for Dance. Gets 2 more points as he's got a minute to go and an 11-1 lead. Gonna have to either roll over Shamansky or let him go and try and get another takedown to build those points. Shamansky looking just to get an escape and get a point and try and cut into this deficit. 40 seconds to go in the third round. Second stall warning against Shamansky, and that gives another point to Dance. Make it 11-12 with the riding time. 20 seconds to go for Shamansky to try and ride this one out without giving up the pin or technical fall. Dance has got that right arm wrenched behind Shamansky, who goes down flat to his stomach. And time will run out on this one, but a big win to start things off for the Hokies. Joey Dance gets the 13-1 victory, giving the Hokies a 4-0 lead after the first bout. Match of the day, Ward went against the 8th-ranked wrestler Bryce Meredith. Going into sudden death overtime, Ward came up with the takedown to get the 8-6 win. And in the nightcap, got a major decision over Jack Munchik. There's quick 2 points on the takedown for Ward as he is trying to muscle over Ryan, looking for the near fall and pinpoints. Looked like we got 1 count from the referee. Another rollover from Ward. Here's some counts from the ref. This one will add some points to the total for Joey Ward, who wasted no time. Tar Heels would love a pin from him here. They're down 7-6. Nice rollover there from Ward. Now trying to use his body weight to get underneath the shoulder there of Ryan. Ryan desperate to try and stay off and goes with Ward and rolls back over to his stomach. 4 points for Ward on the near fall. Already with a 6-0 lead, just a minute into this one. Again, near fall points as Ward rolls over on Ryan. Ryan able to get back to his stomach, and another 4 points for Ward, quickly up to the 10-0 lead. Ward rolling over on Ryan again. Tar Heels, as I said, would love the 6 points. They'll take a technical fall decision, which would give them 5 if Ward can get 5 more points. Got a minute and 10 seconds to work with. The victory over Logan Everett for Ward avenged one of his 2 losses that he has on this season. Has some high hopes after being All-American year last year. Here's some more near-fall points. Ward also finished 2nd in the Southern Scuffle earlier this season, defeating number 1 overall ranked Dean Heel. There's 4 more points for Ward. 14-0 point lead. If he can get 1 more point, Ward will end this one here in the first round with a technical fall. Ward took Ryan down to the mat at the very beginning of this round and has just built up the lead. 10 seconds as they both go out of the circle. And the first round will come to a close. 14-0 lead for Ward. 2 minutes and 50 seconds of riding time on the clock. And Ryan will choose to start in the down position here of the second round. There's a caution against Ward. You can see Ward trying to get that arm in behind the neck of Ryan to control the upper body, roll him over. Ryan sprawls flat to his stomach. Seven nothing lead through the first 2 bouts for Virginia Tech. Joey Dance dominating the first matchup against James Shamansky, getting 4 points for the major decision, and Dominic Latona defeating Nicholas Lorette with that additional minute of riding time, giving him the 6-5 victory. Ward well on his way to a win here, as long as he doesn't get sloppy and mess up. .45 to go in the second round. No scoring yet from either side, but the riding time for Ward up over 4 minutes now. Ward putting all that body weight on Ryan. You can hear him laboring to breathe from way up here. Get a restart with 22 seconds on the clock. Here's some near fall points for Ward, and that's going to be enough to give him the technical fall victory. Number 5 ranked wrestler at 141 pounds dominates his opponent Brendan Ryan and gets 5 big points for the Tar Heels against Troy Heilmann, the redshirt junior out of South Plainfield, New Jersey for the Tar Heels. Chishko quickly in on the leg and 2 points on a takedown. Just 6 seconds into this one, and there's an escape for Heilmann. 2-1 lead for Chishko. All-American last year at 141 pounds was Chishko, as he will get 2 more points here. Chishko finished 6th at the NCAA championships. Was a runner-up at 141 pounds last year to Joey Ward in the ACC championships. Heilmann last year took 4th place at the ACC championships at 133 pounds, has jumped up 2 classes, gets an escape point here. Heilmann looking for his 2nd victory over a ranked opponent this weekend, Friday night. Heilmann able to get a 9-5 victory over Cole Mendenhall of Wyoming. Mendenhall, the 11th ranked wrestler in the country at 149. Chishko able to get the leg, but Heilmann able to rip it away. Halfway through this first round, a 4-2 lead for Chishko. There's another shot. He gets the left leg of Heilmann and gets 2 more points on a takedown. A lot more action in this one. Chishko already with 3 takedowns. Heilmann has 2 escapes. In addition to that win over 11th ranked Cole Mendenhall, Heilmann also defeated Matthew Kelly, a major decision, 14-2 in the Tar Heels win over Army. And he defeated Michael Sprague of American 4-3. It was really a turning point for the Tar Heels as well, because before that they were down 7-4, Joey Ward getting a win. Heilmann tied it, and the Tar Heels didn't look back, sweeping their way to the victory, 26-10 over American. First round is going to come to an end, but Chishko with 3 takedowns has a 6-2 lead heading into the second round, and 1 minute and 56 seconds of riding time accumulated already. This season, Chishko 8-3 on the year. He's 5-1 in duels. Heilmann looking to keep him down on the ground here, driving that leg backwards. For his career, Chishko 22-2 in dual meets. He went 17-1 as a sophomore, did not wrestle in his freshman season, and 5-1, as I said, so far this year. Heilmann able to get Chishko back down to the mat, loses control of him, and there's an escape point for Chishko. Heilmann was able to eat into that riding time a little bit, gets it down to 1 minute and 21 seconds. As we've got just over a minute to go here in this second round. First dual meet of the season in the ACC for both North Carolina and Virginia Tech. Stall warning there against Chishko. Next one will give the Tar Heels a point. Shot from Chishko blocked by Heilmann. Only loss on the season so far to Missouri for Virginia Tech. It's a fairly close duel. Lost by 9 points. Here's a good sprawl between these two. Heilmann has got the upper body, but Chishko with the lower legs, and he will get the 2 points on the takedown as he worked up the body and broke that grasp of Heilmann. It is a 7-point lead for Chishko. 15 seconds to go in the round. Heilmann looking to ride this one out and get to that third round, and he will. Trailing by 7 with the riding time back to 1:45 for Chishko. We've had 3 matches so far, and 2 of them have been either major decisions or technical falls. Just 1 normal decision. That was at the 133-pound weight class. Tar Heels in danger of falling again to a multiple high-point score here. Heilmann trying to run away, get out of that for the escape. Chishko able to hold on to the toe and get back to the waist. Out of the circle they go. There's 1 point for Heilmann as he's able to break the grasp of Chishko, who immediately goes in for a takedown. Blocked by Heilmann. Heilmann is going to try and get a back leg and then work around to get 2 points himself on a takedown. And he will go out of the circle. Couldn't hold the toe in. And that'll get a restart in the center in the neutral position. Tar Heels looking to get a victory over Virginia Tech, something that has not happened since 2006 in a series that is fairly close. 35-21-2 Virginia Tech all time against the Tar Heels. That gap has widened because the Tar Heels have not won since February 2nd, 2006. That was a dual meet in Virginia Tech. Hokies have dominated the last 11 years of this one. Up 7-5 through 3 in today's duel, though. There's a shot from Chishko, able to get the right leg. Heilmann trying to work and get it away. He's now got the right leg of Chishko. Under 20 to go in the round. There's 2 points. Heilmann able to get the takedown on Chishko and make a match of it. He is now down by just 4. 5 seconds to go in the round. There's 1 point on the escape for Chishko. Pushes the lead back to 5, and the round will come to a close. A 10-5 lead for Solomon Chishko, the 8th-ranked wrestler at 149 pounds. They pull a little bit closer to Virginia Tech as they trail by 5, 13-8. And here's the matchup that everybody that is here or watching has been waiting for. Zach Epperly, the number 2 wrestler at 174 pounds for Virginia Tech, against Ethan Ramos, the number 7 wrestler for North Carolina. The last time these two met, it was for the ACC championship last season. Ramos getting the 3-2 victory. Epperly was able to get a shot and get that left leg early here of Ramos, right on the edge of the circle. Dominating Friday night for Ethan Ramos as he won all 3 of his bouts. He beat Army's Ben Harvey 5-3 first, as there's 2 points for Epperly on the takedown out of the circle, and we will get a restart. After beating Harvey, Ramos then got a major decision against Wyoming's Kyle Pope and pinned American's Nicholas Carey in the first round. Epperly looking to avenge that ACC title loss as Ramos gets an escape point. There's a shot from Ramos. Epperly also looking to keep his undefeated record intact as he is 6-0 on this season. Epperly with a third place finish last year in the NCAA tournament, back-to-back All-American seasons. Minutes ago in the first round, a 2-1 lead for Epperly as he got the takedown, the 1 point for Ramos on the escape. Ramos really putting the weight on Epperly, pulling that head down to the mat. Wide base for Epperly, and there's a stalemate called from the referee. 43 seconds on the clock for the restart. Wrestler with an attempt at a takedown, nothing for either of them. Good snap there from Ramos to pull Epperly towards him. "20 seconds for Ramos to work on the edge of the mat. And there's another stalemate called from the referee, this time with 15 on the clock. Tar Heels have only won 2 of the first 6 bouts of this evening, but a big technical fall 5-point win for Joey Ward at 141 pounds. Have the Tar Heels in striking distance, down by just 5 to Virginia Tech. As we head to the second round here at 174 pounds, and Epperly, who has a 2-1 lead over Ramos, will start in the bottom position. Caution against Ramos, that's the first against him. And a clean start here to get way under. Ramos eyeing those near fall points. Epperly able to get 1 foot underneath him. Both wrestlers earning All-American status last season. Epperly able to work to his butt and then spin out and get the escape point, back to a 2-point lead at 3-1. Usually with these two wrestlers, fans are used to seeing high-scoring bouts, but not when you have the number 2 and the number 7 wrestlers at this weight class. As I said, last year's ACC title match was a 3-2 victory for Ramos, who was looking for a quick curl up there. Epperly able to get one hand underneath, reverses back to Ramos, and he's got him in trouble. 2 points on a takedown for Epperly. He's now got a 4-point lead as he is up 5-1 on Ethan Ramos, who's back to his feet. And the wrestlers go out of bounds before Ramos could get the escape point. And I think we may have a challenge here from the Virginia Tech head coach. The Virginia Tech coaches were hollering when that scramble happened between the two wrestlers, and Ramos was in trouble. As it stands right now, a 5-1 lead for Zach Epperly. Has gotten a pair of takedowns as well as an escape. Has just 9 seconds of riding time accumulated, though. For Ramos, the only point came off an escape in the first round. 31 seconds on the clock here in the second. This is a match that North Carolina has to have if they want to try and pull the upset in the dual meet. Trailing by 5 to the number 6 team in the country, Virginia Tech. 3 weight classes to go after this. All 3 weight classes, Virginia Tech will have a top 5 wrestler out there against an unranked wrestler for North Carolina. Thought for a second maybe the referees had it figured out and they went back to the monitor. Headset is off. The break good for both of these wrestlers who were able to catch their breath. And they go back to 56 seconds on the clock as Virginia Tech, good on that challenge, gets 2 points for their wrestler Epperly on the near fall. And instead of a 4-point lead, it is a 6-point lead for Zach Epperly, up 7-1 on Ethan Ramos and slamming Ramos back down to the mat. Those 2 near fall points are huge, as Ramos has got to try and get the escape or reversal and quickly get some takedown points. There's a reversal from Ramos, but he just gets 1 point as he couldn't control Epperly. Just gets 1 on the escape. Quick shot as he gets both legs. Epperly able to get the left one free. Ramos needs to work as the clock is ticking down on him here in the second round. 8 seconds to go. Epperly has got the left arm of Ramos, and that's all that's keeping Ethan from those points, and it's enough to run out the clock. A 7-2 lead for Zach Epperly as we go to the third and final round. Ramos in the down position. Epperly immediately putting the weight forward on Ramos, who gets to his feet. Epperly spinning around, forcing Ramos back to a knee. Ramos in, both coaches yelling at the referees. Ramos in good position, just needs to get that right leg free, and a stalemate called from the referee here. Coleman Scott not happy with a no call from the referee. The count should start with the leg hold once the wrestler Ramos went down to the mat, and that's what Scott upset about. Scott with a warning for questioning the official. We get a restart with 1:15 on the clock. Ethan able to get up to both his feet. Epperly holding that grip tight around the waist, brings Ramos back down to the mat. 1 minute to go in the third round. A minute and 40 seconds of riding time for Epperly now. Out of the circle, and we will get another restart. 30 seconds to go. Ramos will have to do a lot of work. Reversal and some near fall points or pinfall in order to take this win. There's a caution against Epperly for starting early. Epperly driving right down on the hip, the lower back of Ramos. Ramos just not able to get that platform underneath himself. Epperly now on the back, all the weight forward on Ethan Ramos and his upper body. 10 seconds on the clock. Epperly going to come away with a victory on this one. Some retribution after the loss to Ramos in the ACC title match last season. An 8-2 win for Epperly. And that puts the lead back up to 8 for Virginia Tech. It's 15-8, just 3 weight classes left.